Yo, what's happening, forum? A long ass time ago, a Q&A video was promised to y'all, so we're finally gonna be doing that. Mainly because we're almost actually about to hit 1.50k subscribers, so as a way to kind of mark the triumphant milestone, or whatever YouTubers say, we're gonna be doing that Q&A and actually reading off some of these questions and giving y'all some answers. Also, just for the sake of comedy, to try and keep things a little bit interesting, I'm gonna be jumping back and forth in and out of character. Sometimes I'll give honest answers, and sometimes I'll have MC Swigga answer the questions because I just think it'll be funnier. What are some of your favorite movies of all time? I'll give you two. My all-time favorite movie is Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. Big fan of Tenacious D. Not a big fan of Post-Apocalypto, but I already did a Media Wiz video on that. But yeah, really love the Tenacious D movie, and probably second would be Dumb and Dumber. I watched that movie when I was like in 5th grade probably, and I've loved it ever since, and I still love that movie. There are certain movies that you enjoy that others may not in terms of critical and audience reaction. I guess in terms of like guilty pleasure or something like that. I don't know, there are some movies where it's like, I know they're not very good and I know people hate them, but I just enjoy them based on how bad they are. I think my main example of this would probably be the Cat in the Hat movie. If it wasn't that, I'd probably say like Little Nicky, but I think Little Nicky is slowly developing more of a fan following and people realizing it's not Adam Sandler's worst movie. I would say that should go to Jack and Jill or That's My Boy, but yeah, Little Nicky I never really hated, even though a lot of people said that it was one of the worst comedies ever made and one of Adam Sandler's worst, but I never really hated it. Super Mario Brothers 1993, the live action one, again, it's not a perfect movie or anything, but after doing all the research for one of the videos I did on it, I gotta say, I actually kind of feel bad for the movie and feel bad that it came out as clustered as it did, because you find out there were too many cooks in the kitchen and lots of on-the-set drama. That's kind of what made it suck so bad. But yeah, Cat in the Hat movie, it is not a good movie by any means, but I enjoy it based on how bad it is. What are your thoughts on Dragon Tales? Have I ever told you that there was a Dragon Tales video game titled Dragon Seek for the PlayStation 1? I have never played that in years since I was a youngling. As a kid, I watched Dragon Tales. I don't know when I stopped, but I mean, I watched it when I was like really little. And then I think around the time I discovered Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and stuff like that, I think I kind of phased out of it. What is your favorite genre of music? Rap music, obviously. In all seriousness, I think my favorite genre of all time is probably rock, but I really do enjoy a lot of retro hip hop. You know, I like the Biggies and the Tupacs, the NWA, the Wu-Tang Clan. But I feel like even before that, like you had stuff like Sugar Hill Gang and Dougie Fresh and a bunch of stuff like that, like really old school hip hop that was all about clap your hands, everybody. I like that kind of music. But rock music, I definitely loved as a kid, and I still love to this day. You know, rock music, unfortunately, isn't as mainstream as it once was, but there are still a bunch of rock acts out there that, you know, sort of float around in the underground, and they do have an audience, which is good. I'm glad to see that there are still people out there that do like it. But, you know, I like a lot of different genres of rock. I like the kind of 60s psychedelic stuff. It has a very, like, primal, kind of early sound to it. And then you got, like, the 70s, which is sort of the beginning of the metal. You know, you have stuff like, you know, Black Sabbath. And then later in the 80s, you got like AC/DC, and then Metallica started blowing up in the 80s. The 90s gave us grunge, and there was a bunch of like alternative rock in there. You know, you still got stuff like The Offspring, which I really enjoy. I like The Offspring a lot. Have you heard or seen any cartoons from the Disney afternoon? If so, what are your thoughts on them? I think at most, my sister and her friends watched more Disney Channel than I did growing up. I feel like if there were Disney shows that I watched, definitely Kim Possible, and then a couple of other ones like, you know, watched a little bit of The Proud Family, Lilo and Stitch, American Dragon Jake Long, Recess, you know, stuff like that. I did a whole video talking about Toon Disney for Media Wiz years and years and years ago. I talk a little bit about stuff there, so maybe you'll get some opinions on other shows that fall into that category there. Where did the name Media Wiz come from, Wiz? Obviously it came from Wiz Khalifa. Okay, so I explained this once in an anniversary video, but originally the character's name was gonna be the Media Wiz Kid, but around the time I befriended my friends Gus and Cody, they had Kid as part of their reviewer names as well. They had Critical Kid and Nostalgia Kid, so I went with Media Whiz. And basically it was just supposed to be like this is a jack of all trades reviewer who reviews not just movies, not just TV shows, not just video games. He reviews everything. He reviews a bunch of different wide variety of topics. And I feel like a lot of people just do that now anyway, but you know, it's a name that stuck. I'm pretty content with it. Are you going to review Planet Sheen? Never really thought about it. Planet Sheen sucked last time I checked. I might do a video on it maybe, but I have no plans of doing it this year. Who knows, maybe sometime in the future. What are the top 5 worst films you've reviewed on your channel, and what inspired you to make your channel and become a reviewer? Well, what inspired me, obviously the old school days of your angry video game nerds, your nostalgia critics, all those kind of old reviewers, and a bunch of other ones as well. Like Cartoon Hero, Hardcore Dude, Film Master Adam. Several people I've actually gotten to work with, which is nice. But yeah, like a lot of reviewers from that kind of era, the late 2000s, early 2010s, kind of inspired my channel and what I do. The whole, you know, doing different characters and talking about various different things, and a bunch of other stuff. I did a whole video talking about character inspirations. I think I explain a little bit better there, like the inspiration for each character and each style of video that I do. But worst films, I don't know top 5 worst off the bat, but I know the worst film I've ever talked about for not just Media Whiz, but worst movie I've ever seen in general was probably Inappropriate Comedy. It was this really terrible, try-hard, trying to be shocking, trying to be edgy, trying to be offensive comedy anthology film from the ShamWow guy. And even as someone who likes edgy humor, the entire movie was just so like, look at us, we're being provocative, we're being shocking, we're being edgy. Had you ever been to convention in Canada? Yes, I have. I once went to Com Bravo in 2013. Hey Pony Fanboy, who is your favorite and least favorite main 6 characters and why?
Obviously, the best pony is Rarity, and as for least favorite member of the main 6, I can't think of a single one I don't like. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Applejack that much, but I like her. I think she has some really great moments in the show. Everything in MLP is perfect.
Does Media Whiz like the show Sonic X? I've never actually watched Sonic X all the way through. I think it's mostly because I'm just not a huge Sonic fan. I know the dub was kind of hilarious because it was a 4Kids dub, so there was a bunch of like 4Kids kind of edits in that show. Do a travel video log. I actually was thinking about trying to do more vlog content at some point. Like not completely overhaul the channel or anything like that, not become the next Logan Paul, yo guys, what's up bro? Not that kind of thing, but I was thinking about maybe trying to do vlogs to specific locations, like in character, and have them go to specific places. I want to do more of that because I used to do that back then with like Uncle Toby Goes to Florida and like 30s Man Goes to BronyCon and stuff like that. I want to do more videos like that at some point. I do want to do more, you know, characters go to this place kind of content. What are the best film from the Blockbuster show? Best film? I'll say this. Best worst film on Blockbuster show easily has to be Go Animate the Movie. I don't know why. Me and my friend, when we watched that for our review, we just had such a good time making fun of it because of how insane and weird it is. And then we tried showing it to some other friends, and eventually, I know Worst Movies on, you know, a YouTube channel that, you know, I collaborate with frequently. They did a review of it as well. I finally got them to review it, and it's like, oh god. I really want more people to see Go Animate the Movie because it is so amazingly bad and so bizarre and so strange. Yeah, in terms of like best made movie or anything like that, that's kind of hard for me to say, but at the moment, if you want best worst movie on Blockbusters, definitely Go Animate the Movie. That's the one that easily comes to mind. A Media Whiz movie. I don't know if I'll actually do that. I don't know. Every time I've done like gag trailers for fake movie projects that I probably wanted to do at some point, then kind of gave up on, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I'm still working on this fanboy fangirl crossover event where the fanboys and fangirls meet up with their cartoon heroes, and you know, there's this big interdimensional rip that's going on. Again, I don't even think this will actually become a movie. It'll probably be like maybe an audio drama at most. or at the very least it'll probably be like a fake trailer. So I'm not even really sure what a Media Wiz movie would be. Would it just be your typical reviewer movie where it's like, oh no, I have to review this thing, or because if I don't, then the entire world will be destroyed by some intergalactic menace or something like that. As a bit of a side tangent, I did at one point think about doing this for like years later on in the channel's history. Like maybe doing one where it's like all the characters are broken up, all the characters had some falling out, so now like Media Wiz is still doing reviews. Meanwhile, like one of the characters goes like homeless. One of the characters has like a better job and basically started a new life somewhere else and is trying to forget about them. And then maybe like MC Swigga or Pony Fanboy or one of the sidekicks has to try and bring them all back because there's some kind of threat that's attacking that they all have to try and work together to stop. Presumably it would be Megacorp maybe, or something involving Megacorp. I don't know, but that was something I maybe considered. So who knows? Maybe if anything, maybe that could be the Media Wiz movie if I end up doing something with that. What are your favorite Sonic games? I know I said earlier that I wasn't a huge Sonic guy, but I do like a couple of the Sonic games. I like the first 3 games on Genesis. I do like Sonic Adventures 1 and 2. I don't hate Sonic 4, even though I know a lot of people said that it was lackluster or it was too similar to the original games, or, oh, Sonic has green eyes, so it's not real classic Sonic. But I didn't hate that game. Like, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I didn't really hate that one. But it's nothing compared to like Sonic Colors or Sonic Generations. I really like those ones, especially Sonic Generations. That was a really good one, especially for like an anniversary game. So yeah, those are probably my favorite Sonic games. Can MC Swigga make a rap video about people hate Tiana Bayou Adventure and bring back Splash Mountain for good? MC Swigga visit Townsville in Australia. Man, I ain't never been to no Australia. Don't you remember the Rucka Rucka Ollie song about Australia?
Let's start the party, throw some shrimp on the barbie. Yo, poppycock, now I miss you the party.
Is it Townsville in Australia? Somebody alert the Powerpuff fanboy. He's gonna love it there. Who's the biggest role model from your past? My content. Rucka Rucka Ali, as if it isn't obvious. Also, Video Game Donkey. His game reviews are definitely what inspired Swigga game reviews for sure. Are you a big Homestar Runner fan? Yes. I did like Homestar Runner a lot. I sadly haven't kept up with it in a while. I know they actually are still going, I think, but I did like Homestar Runner. Homestar Runner was very entertaining. It had a really good cast of characters, the voices were really funny, the animation, while simplistic, was really good. I really did like Homestar Runner. Well, y'all, that concludes this Q&A video. Hopefully that answered a lot of y'all questions. You know, you got some real answers, some joke answers. You got the whole package, really. In all honesty, I'm glad that I was able to get enough questions for this because every time I tried doing like a Q&A series of videos, it was back when I had like 50 subscribers, so I didn't really have a whole lot to work with. But thankfully I was able to get a bunch, and thank you guys so much for asking questions. And I'm glad that it kind of spans across not just Media Wiz, but also to Blockbusters, Pony Fanboy, MC Swigga, all the other characters, so that's really appreciated. Look forward to more MC Swigga content. I got a new parody song in the work. It's a parody of New Americana by Halsey. For anybody that remembers that song, I barely did, but look forward to that coming up soon. And as always, Ruckus Knuckus for life! Peace!